When that comes, the machine requires 100 psi and the pumps only require 55. So that's how come sometimes we have a secondary regulator. And this is just for the bib. Tubing. Let me get to the part here. It's not the one I was thinking of, sorry. Okay, so basically we're showing a simplicity. The autofill,
The lid.
the lid.
Oh, the lid, right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so we historically, we used to have an autofill design that we had about 5-7 years ago, and really, personally, I thought it was a bad design. I never recommended it. It was something we designed, and the engineer didn't just, it was just shit. So we stopped selling there, and then we needed an autofill. There's a lot of customers that have that. Chick-fil-A right now is doing 60 gallons a day in that unit, so it needs to be refilled. It takes quite a bit of practice because somebody's got to stir the stuff up to mix it, and then it takes 2 people to clean up the mess after they try to pour it in there because it spills all over the place.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of customers saying, hey, we need an autofill system so that we don't have to have that problem. So this was designed, this machine here, this is designed and manufactured in Thailand in our manufacturing facility in Crathco. This machine is manufactured at SPM, our manufacturing facility in Italy. The guys at Crathco, the guys who designed this machine, came out with the autofill system. And when we were talking about it, I told him, why don't you use the same system that Coca-Cola uses? You know, they have a bag in a box, they have a pump, and they mix the product inside of the machine, of their machine. We can do the same thing and just do that, something similar that everybody's aware of and knows how to use. Mm-hmm. So he came out with a system, basically exactly as we're talking about. He came out with the same Coca-Cola pump systems with Pepsi or Dr. Pepper, and he made it so that everything is mixed inside the lid. He's not, I told them to make sure that, not like Bond, where you have to buy a Granita machine with autofill in order to work with autofill. We have a lot of customers who were trying to upgrade the machines, and we didn't want to tell them buy another 40,000 machines to use the autofill. So it had to be adaptable in the field, and that's what SumChat did. So this is the autofill lid right here. So basically what you have 2 electrodes that must touch the water. So as long as they're touching water, the machine thinks it's filled. As soon as one of them lets go, not touching water, there's like about a 9-second delay, and the machine says, oh, I need to refill. And it opens up 2 solenoid valves, a water valve and a syrup valve. So as soon as the water valve opens up, obviously water pushes in there. As soon as the syrup valve opens up, these are demand pumps, as you all know. As soon as the pressure drops, it pushes syrup. Mm-hmm. So as soon as they touch right here, the water touches this right here, there's another 3 or 4 second delay. We want a little bit of an overfill, mm-hmm, so that it doesn't go off right away, and then the machine will shut off. Mm-hmm. Okay. When you have these types of machine, once it fills, it pretty much stays filled at that point. On this machine, once it fills up with the liquid, it starts freezing the frozen product. So it's sort of an angle, as you see, as it gets pushed forward through the auger. So the machine will keep refilling until the back of that triangle touches these 2 electrodes. Okay.
Okay.
Then we have, and you see, this is the water. This is the syrup output, the water output. And then this is a safety electrode. If these 2 fail, or this touches water, it shuts off the whole system. Okay. In front here, we have the syrup outlet and the water outlet. So if we're out of water or we're out of syrup, one of those would light up and shut the machine down. So in case we're out of syrup, we'll shut off the water and the syrup and the other way around, so we don't waste any water or syrup. Again, that was a learning that we did. The first generation didn't have that. We shut off one, and I think kept pumping syrup, and emptying out their bags. So this is within about 6 months. This is about the 4th generation we had already. What was happening? The guys in Thailand would make it. They send it over to us. We test the heck out of it. We find faults. Send it back. Hey man, do this, do this, do this, and that.
Are the parts inside of that serviceable?
Yes, they are. But they are serviceable, but not for everybody. Our warranty on this thing is what we call a 1-year parts replacement. Okay, so what's going to happen? The customer is going to have this machine, and it's going to be operating. And if it fails to operate, and say it's not working, what they will do is they'll call you guys, and you're going to say, it's either a syrup problem, water problem, or it's a lid problem. And you determine it's a lid problem. Your job is done. You call our warranty department, say it's a lid. What we'll do is we'll send the customer a new lid, but your job is done. Mm-hmm. We can't afford to have you guys go inside here and open this thing up.
Right.
And I say some customers because we are selling this also all over South America and other places, and those guys don't throw anything away. Mm-hmm. And we will have the parts within here replaceable parts down, so you can call parts down and replace the valves and the level sensors and whatnot. You'll be able to replace them. It's just that I don't think somebody ever can afford to do that with these machines. These are about $700 a piece. The net price approximately $700 some change. So
For the
you really
complete
can't-
lid?
Yeah, I mean, most of the customers who have smaller machines, would rather fix them than buy new.
Well, they have the option to do that. I mean, we'll have the parts available for them to do that. It's not that hard, but you have to open it up and pay somebody to figure out what's wrong with it and change it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the neat thing between the autofill for the Granita and the Simplicity, that pretty much they're identical components inside. The biggest difference is that on the one for the Simplicity, it has a LED light here. This machine here has its own LED lights right here, so we don't need LED lights for this autofill. Yep. But we did it for this one so you can see the product better. So the only difference between the two machines is that one has a strip of LEDs here, but the valves and all the other internal components are identical. Okay? Bricks. How do we change bricks? On our machine, we try to maintain water pressure constant, and we want it to be at 40 psi. And we give you regulators with the autofill lid so you can attach to the water lines and make sure they're at 40 psi. And then we adjust the syrup. And the way we adjust the syrup, there's a needle valve inside here. You pop this little sucker out and just turn it clockwise or counterclockwise, depending if you need more or less syrup.
I just wanted to see. Oh, nice and big.
Yeah, the first one he had was tiny, and he had a near control board. I shorted it out the first time because I wasn't looking when I put the screwdriver in there. Yeah. So then I said, hey man, you gotta make that bigger and more accessible than what you originally had it. So I found that fault right away.
That's good.
So that's pretty much the whole thing about these autofills. Told you about the warranty. Let me see.
Guys, just coffee again.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, one other thing I didn't talk about. This lid works on 12 volts VAC, 12 volts AC. Mm-hmm. We have a transformer that plugs into the wall, and it plugs into one of these two holes. And we also supply a jumper from here to the other lid. Oh. So you need one plug for both lids.
Both lids.
Oh no, when we have a quad, because that machine there's available with four bowls. We give you 3 jumpers so that you should be able to jump, instead of just one outlet for all 4 Simplicity lids. Pardon?
Oh, I was just saying that's little voltage, so it's easy to use it.
Well, yeah, and I didn't want 120 volts on that thing. You know, somebody drops it, or somebody picks up the lid and drops it in a bowl. I did not want 120 volts, so I said try and make it as low voltage as possible to prevent any kind of issues in the field. As I said, I've been in this industry for 35 years, so I know what happens in the field. So when I talk to the engineers, I pretty much direct them the way I want them to go because I know what's going to happen in the field. And so I know the customers what they do and can't do. No matter how many times you train them to do something, it will never
They
happen.
never do it.
So, and then, okay, to this machine, I said this, normally we use the water and a concentrate in the back here, 1 to 5. But we also designed it such a way because we have a lot of people who have ready to drink beverages. They don't want to mix it with water. So in those circumstances, what we do, we put in the water line and the syrup line. We connect it into a Y, so it's a single input, and we connect that single input to the pump. And the outside of the pump goes out to their container with their concoction.
Oh,
So they can do it ready to drink right from there without mixing with water.
water. Oh,
A lot of we have found, is we were just at the National Association Convenience Stores last week, and there's a lot of companies coming out right now ready to drink booze, and so they wanted to be able to freeze the product in here without mixing it with water. So we came up with a design for ready to drink without mixing it with alcohol or without water. And so you'll see that Impact Beverages out of Dallas is making a huge hit down there because you can, when you sell alcoholic products in one of these machines, your payback for this machine with the lids is like a month. So yeah, you put up your $7 grand, $5 grand up front, but you start charging $12-13 for something margarita or some other. They have a whole bunch selection of different ready to drink alcoholic beverages, and what they'll do is they'll put in your bar. They'll put 2 of these or 3 of these, so you have 6 different selections of product you can sell customers, and it's really making a huge impact. At least it isn't down in Texas, and I gotta believe it's gonna come up north. One of the things that's happened after the pandemic, at least I'm from Kentucky, I live in Louisville. They changed the laws in our state where before you couldn't walk around with booze in your hand. Now you can go to a Mexican restaurant, ask for a margarita to go, and they allow you to take it to go. So they allow cocktails to go now. And that happened during the pandemic. And
I've seen
then,
that around here too, but we still can't drink it in public.
well, no,
Drink it in public.
you still have to abide by the law. You can't be drinking this margarita in front of a cop.
Yeah. But they understand you just bought it to go, so you
Yeah.
can transport it.
Yeah, see, and I got stopped by a cop, and I had a 32-ounce frozen margaritas in my cup. And the guy at the Mexican restaurant gave me a straw, and I had that straw laying on top there with a paper on it. So the cop stopped me, and he saw it. I mean, it was obvious. And I didn't think about hiding it, but there's an orange slice and a lime slice of a 32-ounce container. And he said, "Is that a margarita?" I said, "Yes, sir, but I haven't drank it. Look, the straw's still in it." He was okay with that. I imagine though if the straw had been ripped open inside there, I probably wouldn't have been here today. So that's helped out in Kentucky. So there's a lot of to-go boozing. They allow you to do that. Before it wasn't allowed, and that's why Impact Beverages has taken advantage of that. Because it's allowed to do so, and before we weren't allowed to do that. So be ready to see that as well. The ready to drink frozen drinks with alcohol in them, and they have to abide by the same rules we were talking about before about having the correct bricks. They have the same situation as any frozen product. You have to make sure you have the correct bricks.
Would you say the bricks would be different because alcohol is in there?
14%. We asked for 14%. 14% plus or minus. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact 14. You can go as high as 15, 16.
Yeah, we go anywhere from 12 to 15%.
It all depends on the product. I've seen some products are okay with higher, and some are
sugar in the product.
Yeah. So it's something that you guys with experience would be able to know where it should be at. So and we're relying on that experience, obviously. Any questions so far on the machine, on this? Well, other than that, I think I'm going to show you. Ouch. I'm going to put. Hey.
You have to move the mouse.
Oh, what do I do? Yeah.
Might have timed out or something.
What do I do to wake this thing up?
Move the mouse. Do you have a mouse?
No, I'm moving around here.
Finger mouse.
Shoot, I don't want to press a button and lose the configuration.
Yeah, usually it comes up after you touch the.
Put that thing on the table, we'll take it.
Yeah, no. We're at this.
You, Sean, and Dave move it under the table.
Hey, come on.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. This is the diagram of what we're gonna do. We have the machine. We have water line, and I give you the water regulator, but there's two water lines because you have two bowls. Then we're gonna set up the CO2 pump, and I got the racks down there. I got the CO2 pumps there. We got the bibs there. We got the tank down there. So what we'll do is we'll, divide and conquer. One of us do the water line. One of us do the CO2 lines, the syrup lines.
Okay.
Now, I brought all the stuff that we need. I'll open this up. Here's the regulators. Oh, the Thailand guys made a mistake when they asked. When they sent out these regulators, for some reason they bought English threads, which don't do very good for us.
Right.
So
Okay.
the old ones I put to the side, and I brought my own regulators with our threads.
Okay.
Here are the caps for the racks. Oh yeah, and then because I have run into some other situations where guys have never used those stupid clamps.
Yeah.
So I brought some tubing and so that they can practice with the
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So it was just for practice. Obviously, you guys don't need that practice. These are the valves that go in the back of the unit right here.
Okay. Right there. For
And
the,
again, this is a learning thing. The first time they did it, they didn't have a one-way valve. And like an idiot, I disconnected one, and then I had red squirt all over the place. And I said, call some chat, hey man, put a one-way valve on those things. So now we just get a little splurt, but we don't have red. You don't have a scene from Carrie all over in your restaurant. I got the clamps.
okay.
And I even sent in,
Should I go get my tools?
hey, I got some tools, but so and then I also got a
Cutter.
So I tried to think of all the stuff that we may need,
Right.
and
The machine itself doesn't need anything. Everything is just next to this guy.
yeah. So really, the last thing we do is touch the machine. We just have to get the lines connected, and oh, and then also let's talk about this real quick. We use
Oh, your bib connectors.
the bib connectors. We use the universal ones here.
Oh, okay.
But then, as you know, Coke and Pepsi,
Pepsi.
has their own connectors, and we just
Yeah.
show this for show and tell.
Right.
But we like these right here.
Oh, okay. All
This
right.
seems to be universal, and everybody who's not Coke or Pepsi or Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper uses that.
Right. Okay. Well, guess I'll get the water
And
line
it's got the
going.
stoppers underneath. So then the water lines, we're bringing the water line from this central point here, and then we split it into a Y because we need two water lines. So you got the water line, regulator, and it goes up to the machine.
So you want a regulator on both?
Yeah, he wants to make